Hello,
Hey,
everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Come on in. Come on.
Come on in the
Come
room.
on in the room. Hey, everybody. Hello. It is day 4. Day 4 of the Yummy Challenge. Hey, Carmelita. Hey, Nancy. Hey, Miss Crystal. Hello.
Hi,
Hey.
Tasha.
Oh, we got a couple of crystals. We got
Yes.
Crystal with an H. We got Crystal C.
Crystal Goldman.
Crystal Khalil. Kanisha.
Come on in,
Sarah.
everybody.
Y'all
Hi,
come on
Terica.
in. Come on in. So excited to see everybody. I see more joining. Hello, YouTube Live.
Hi, YouTube.
Hey, YouTube.
So excited. You guys, we've got so many things going on that are just yummy right now.
Yeah.
And if you have not seen our podcast, you're missing it. You're missing it. You want to go and you want to subscribe. You want to like, you want to share, you want to give us your comments, your ultimate, most meaningful yet. You really want to let us know what you like about it, how it's enriched your life, because we are getting ready for season 2, you guys. I know, isn't that crazy?
Look at Terica. Yeah.
Right? So you want to catch up. And we know some of you are binge watchers, but warning, spoiler alert. Some of the stuff is so deep that you're going to be like, why am I trying to watch this all in one sitting? They're trying to help me get my whole life together and just get to not only next level, not only thinking outside the box, they're trying to help me eliminate the box.
Right.
So absolutely check it out, subscribe, like, share, send us comments in our DMs. If you are not following us on social, Crystal, Dr. Nicole, Crystal and Dr. Nicole on social to connect and catch up with us. So day 4.
And you listen, I see some familiar faces who've been here with us all week. Shout out to you ladies who have been here all week. We are so excited to see you. Congratulations. Because the fact that you've been here all week, the fact that you've made time says you prioritized you.
Yeah.
So we celebrate you. You need to celebrate you. We are so glad, because the whole goal of this challenge, right, is we are all in pursuit of our ultimate, most meaningful yet.
Yeah.
So each day we are tackling an area of life that we need to strengthen.
Yeah.
So that we can achieve our ultimate, most meaningful yet. We've talked about purpose, your calling. We've talked about your relationship with your spirit, how you talk to yourself. Reverend Dr. Pastor Casey, really, the notorious RDK, she really helped us to understand, how are we talking to ourselves? Do we have self-compassion? Are we showing ourselves the love and kindness we show everybody else?
Yeah.
Right? We've talked about boundaries and relationships. Remember 285, y'all? Remember 285? We talked about relationships and boundaries and negotiated agreements. These are things that we really need to understand and conquer, because there's a lot of agreements we need to renegotiate, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you've been blessed by the Yummy Challenge this week. Put a 1 in the chat if you have been blessed and you've had some great ahas and takeaways. Thank you
guys.
And we really do hope that, when the clock hits 1 o'clock and you all log off, it doesn't stop there. That you are journaling, you are putting some thought behind this and really starting to catch yourself when you're talking crazy to you.
Yeah.
Catch yourself, right? When you realize that, I need to renegotiate this agreement. That's not how I wanted this to go. I need to renegotiate that, right? So, and for any of you who have missed any of those conversations Monday through Wednesday, all of these recordings are on our YouTube page. Just go to the live section of the Crystal and Dr. Nicole YouTube And you can, there you go. Thank you, Ariana.
Thank you, Ariana.
That girl is on it. Doggone it. Okay. It's in the chat, y'all. You can just click on that link and you can see all the recordings for the week. So that is the beauty of this. You can go back if you missed something, you couldn't write fast enough, you can go back and watch it. While we're here, ladies, feel free to put stuff on your social. Tell them if they didn't register, they can still join through YouTube Live. So today,
wait, before you even go there.
Okay.
If you are not on camera, remember how important energy is to us.
True.
We don't care if your hair is in a bun, in a bonnet, if you are not suited and booted and ready to show up as a boss woman in what you wear. We know who you are in spirit, but you being on camera, it makes all the difference. Yeah. So we just ask that you collaborate, cooperate, and just be in alignment with what we desire in our interactions with one another. Please come on camera.
It makes all the difference.
It makes all the difference. We need to see you. We need you to know that there are no voyeurs that are just hanging out and that you're not a bot, right? Yeah. We want to make sure who we're talking to on the screen is who we're talking to. We are so excited today, y'all. Somebody said something last night. I don't know if you caught it, Crystal, when we were looking at the Color Purple campaign. They said you got to get people that are first chair to be on your team. They just said it last night. And I was like, oh my gosh, they are defining our team. Our team is first chair. Now, if you don't know what that is, when you were back in high school and in middle school, the band, right? They would have the first chair people who could play the flute and the first chair drummers. That was the best in class. Yeah. Was called first chair. Y'all not even ready for the love that's coming from the first chair today. You got a taste of first chair?
Yes.
With RDK, the new, right? But what's about to happen today? Just get ready for more.
Yeah.
Get ready for more.
I just want to say, we talk about all the time how amazing our Sister Diamonds tribe is. Just amazing. It is. We've got the best of the best coaches. We've got the best of the best ladies in the community. And you guys are just getting a taste of what we do in our Yummy membership and our Sister Diamonds collective. You're just getting a taste. The coach that we are about to bring up right now, Coach Sandy. What? Coach Sandy Edgehill. It's my pleasure to introduce you all to her. I met Coach Sandy, I think it was 2019 during a major transition in my life. I was at the point where I was ready to retire from corporate America and launch out on my own. And I went to a retreat, a women's retreat in the Bahamas, and I met Coach Sandy there. And that was such a blessing. We connected heart and soul. She is beautiful inside and out, and she is a pure badass. You hear me? She is a boss in every sense of the word. She's just strong and soft at the same time. Strong and soft at the same time. And she helps us in our tribe to remember to care for ourselves in the midst of caring for everybody else. So it is an honor and pleasure to introduce to some. Yeah. Because some of our tribe is on here and y'all already know what's coming up. And to share with everyone, Coach Sandy Edgehill.
Oh my goodness.
Some love.
Give us some love.
Oh my goodness. What's up, ladies? Ladies, what is going on? I see some beautiful, beautiful faces out there. Let me tell you, I am over the top excited today. just to see your faces and just to bring some gems to you today. Okay, I just want to drop a couple of gems for you today. So we're just going to have a conversation. Is that okay? We just have a conversation. Feel free to join in. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. Please feel free to just chat it out with me today, because I have something for you. I really do. I have something for you today. Today, we're going to talk about your self-care, and we're going to talk about advocating for yourself. Right? So we're going to take this nice and slow for the next 40 minutes or so and have this rich conversation. So I'm going to start off with this. Oh, first of all, let me just tell you this. I'm coming here from New York. So yes, Crystal is right. There's a little bit of soft and hard going on. So please, if I come a little strong, it's because I care about you and I want to see you do well for yourself. All right. So question number 1, get ready. Why do you think your self-care is important? Anybody? Chat it out with me. Talk to me. Why is your self-care so important? You're going to see why I'm asking you this.
Ladies, unmute yourself or type it in the chat.
Somebody talk to me or chat to me. Why is your self-care important?
This is Kelly. It's important because if I don't take care of myself, I can't function. So if I can't function for me, I sure can't function for anybody else either.
Oh, thank you. I like that, Kia. It centers me. Absolutely. Anybody else?
Keeps me balanced, healthy, happier, to remain peaceful to others and within. Can't take care of others if you're struggling yourself.
Yeah.
Put in the chat, you guys.
Why is self-care important to you? Why is it necessary?
For me, it helps me check my temperature gauge, and it helps me to stay connected to who I am. And that's the one thing I've learned from Nicole, when they were saying if you're working with people and you have no connection with them, it's kind of, you're just going through the motions. So I learned with self-care, I lose touch in who I am internally if I don't take care of myself.
Beautiful. Carmeletta, I think you were going to say something as well. You're on mute. Carmeletta, you're on mute.
Helps me to be able to help others.
Yeah, so the great I am is speaking to that God connection. And I think for me, as I'm embarking on this journey, that to me is the most important critical thing, is that connection. And I'm finding if I'm losing myself, I can't make that connection. Yeah.
Well, I am in the right place. Thank you, ladies. Thank you. I appreciate that. It is so important that we know why our self-care is important. It's very difficult for me or anybody else to sow seed into soil that's not ready to receive, right? So you all know why it's important to you. Right? So I want you to remember that as we go through this conversation today. You've all declared it's important to you. And if you didn't write in the chat, and if you're still trying to think about it, I want you to find that answer for you. Why is your self-care important? Because that's what we're going to launch from. All right. So all of you have heard the conversation, I'm pretty sure, about the cup, right? We always talk about the cup, serving from an empty cup. You can't serve from an empty cup. We've heard it all our lives, right? And I want to know, where's your cup level? Now, if you're in this tribe, you already know, right? We try to serve from our saucer. We don't even worry about serving. The cup is mine. The whole entire cup is mine, right? But if we're just starting out and we're starting on this self-care journey, we're going to learn about where are you? Where is your cup? Now,
type it in the chat.
Yeah, I'm going to ask them that, Crystal. Thank you. What does it look like when your cup is full? That means when you're prioritizing self-care, what are you like when your cup is full? Throw some things in the chat or talk to me. I want to see, what do you like when your cup is full?
Carmelita said, I'm fire. Just fire.
Come on now.
Love that.
Come
Yes.
on. Come
Relax.
on. Yes.
Full. High energy.
High energy. Thank you. Peaceful. I love that.
Yeah.
Complete.
Overflowing.
Complete. Overflowing.
Giving.
Oh, I love giving, right? You want to give more, right? When you're high, when your cup is topped off, right? You have more to give.
My best
energy, right? You're at your best self. I love that. I absolutely love it.
Activated, yes. I get all kind of good ideas when my cup is full.
You're creative.
Creative, yes.
Yeah. You're creative, right? When your cup is full, you're creative. So, what do you like when your cup is empty? Oh, that's easy. Oh, wait.
wait.
What do you feel when your cup is empty?
A little scattered.
Dragged, irritated, drained, overwhelmed, lethargic, angry, doubting, unmotivated, frustrated. Yes.
Needy.
Oh, Shalonda, that's a good one. Thank you. Needy.
Beautiful. Thank you. I love the comments. I love it. So we know what we're like when we're full. We know what we're like when we're empty. So it's safe to say, here comes your first big gem, right? It's safe to say that you cannot achieve your best. You cannot properly navigate all the responsibilities that you're owning if you are not pursuing your best, right? If you're not putting self-care in. It's safe to say that. If you're not on fire, charging high energy, if you're not pursuing a best version of yourself, there's absolutely no way that you're going to achieve your best. Absolutely no way. It's not possible. When you're lethargic and angry and overwhelmed and scattered and dragging and irritated, what's your performance like at work? How are you taking care of that family member when you're dragging and scattered and drained? How are you really performing? How are you showing up to everybody else when you're drained?
Did you see at the bottom, Coach Sandy, when you're distant and hard-hearted?
LaShonda, yeah.
Oh, yeah. How are you showing up for others? And I want to just have this conversation with you. Because quite frankly, I know I have to be in the right room, right? When we say, oh, I got all this to take care of. Who's going to do it if I don't do it? And I have to do this and I have to do that. And I'm there for this one and I'm there for that one, right? When you're the superwoman for everybody else, but you're showing up distant and hard and needy, how's that work? So are you really superwoman? What is your definition of superwoman? Because if you're showing up with that empty cup, with your powers barely coming out, you're trying to save the world and your powers are barely coming out, how are we doing that? So we have to, ladies, we must change the narrative. The narrative has to be that we have to take care of ourselves. We have to come first in order to, it goes together. In order to achieve all those things you're trying to achieve, we must take care of ourselves. So if you're one who has been saying that I'm at the bottom of the list, or I'll take care of me next week, or when I get to it, or after I finish this project, we need to change that language. We definitely need to change that language. Right? I just want you to think about that. So, how do you recognize the in-between? How do you recognize when your tank is depleting? How do you recognize it? Because we're on a constant go. We got things to do, right? Life is fast. How do you start to recognize when your tank is depleting? Anybody? What starts to happen? Can anybody tell me what happens as your tank starts to deplete?
Put it in the chat, you guys. Behavior changes. I feel overwhelmed, neglect, when people act differently towards me, snippy.
Yeah, Terica, that's me. I get irritated.
Moody.
Run out of patience.
Burnout. Energy comes low.
Okay.
I get short with people.
Well, I say snatch a knot at somebody real quick, right?
I start to feel scattered too. I get anxiety, like anxiousness, like it's just too much going on and I don't feel like I have control over everything.
Thank you. There's a reason why I'm asking you all these questions. You have to be able to identify what you're going through, what you're feeling, where you're at, where's your meter, if you're going to do something about it. When you start to get, I'm sorry,
some more in there. Can I put some more in there?
Absolutely.
Feeling hopeless. Feeling depressed. Feeling lost. Just not feeling like your feet are on the ground. Feeling like you're kind of dangling.
I like what Cerise put in the chat. She said, I start getting short with people and cranky, including myself. I get really hard on me too. Oof, yeah.
And this is where we have these real conversations, ladies. This is where we can go and have these real conversations. You're not alone. You're not alone. And we all get there. But it's very important to understand what's going on with you when it's happening so that you could do something about it. Right? We can't have these conversations about self-care, self-love, and we're just talking. Enough talking. Enough talking. It's time to put this into action. Right? So now you know what you like when you're full, you know what you like when you're empty, and you know what it's like when you're in the in-between, when you can start to feel it. If you can feel you're depleting yourself, that's when you have to stop and say, whoa, 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 right? I have to do something about this, or else you're going to get to that empty place where we don't want to be. That's not productive. That's hurting yourself and others around you. That's not where we want to be. We have to manage ourselves. Right? We have to learn to manage ourselves. And one way of doing that is with our self-care. So, what is self-care? Is it just a word that we're always throwing around? Well, I'll tell you, what self-care to me may not be self-care to you. Self-care to me is stopping and taking a walk and going out in nature and being in awe that there's a world much bigger than me out there. That's self-care to me. Self-care to me is taking naps occasionally. What's self-care to you individually? What does self-care look like to you? What is it that you would choose to do? What activity would you choose to do for you? Now, I don't want to hear if you have the time. That's another topic for another day. Right? What is self-care to you? What do we have going?
Type in the chat or unmute yourself.
I don't mind you talking to me, lady. What do you need? What is it that you need? What is it that you need more of? What is it that you wish you had that you're not getting?
For me, it's going to the spa, Coach Sandy. There have been days literally where my back is hurting. I'm tired. It's been a lot going on. And I'll be on my way home and there's a spa near my house where you can just walk in and sign up and go get a massage. My car will just start driving itself towards the spa. It just drive itself to the spot. And I'm like, okay, this is what we're doing. Even if it's 30 minutes, I just need that time. And it's just something about when they massage and press and hit those pressure points, it's like a release, a release of stress. And so that is, I see it. Tasia said 90-minute massage. Yes. Kanisha's a massage girl too. Walk in the park, journaling. Casey said walking, praying, worship, massage, vacations. I love worship too, Pastor Casey. I put on prayer and worship music. Oh my God. Ooh, Carmelita said hot cup of mushroom coffee with turmeric and ginger to start. Yes.
I like that. She said with turmeric and
massage
ginger.
therapy included. I love that.
I love it.
Who else?
We have to be in a place where we are able to identify what we want, what we need, what fills the cup back up, right? What fills my cup is very different than what fills your cup. Ladies, this is so critical. We cannot keep going around saying self-care. What is self-care to you? Designated time. I love it. To be still, rest, massage, walking, listening to music, me time. Me time.
For me, Coach Sandy, a lot of people that know me know that I like to color. So getting back to some of the things that really allow me to not have to think, but just express something that feeds me instantly when I put the color and I can see the picture coming to fruition. It just gives me a level of joy. And finding those things again, I think is so critical. Because we always make it something that's attached to us doing these big things that require more of our decision making, more of our planning skills, more of our strategy. When in that moment, I just need something to put something in the cup.
Yeah. For me, that's being around people sometimes too that fill my cup. Like I know if I call you, Coach Sandy, or Coach Casey, or Nicole, I know you're gonna pour into my cup, right? I know if I go get my granddaughter, all that energy she's gonna love on me. She's gonna give me, all that good energy. She's gonna force me to play.
Yes.
Y'all saw her on Monday. She's like, can you get off that call so we can go blow bubbles? Right? She's gonna force me to play. So making sure that I am, in the company of people who shine their light with me, on me, and fill my cup. Good energy.
I love that you said play.
Play. I love play.
Play. Whatever play is to you, whatever that is.
And you're allowed to play, ladies. We're allowed to play. Just because we're grown doesn't mean we don't get to play. We're allowed to play. I love spending time with children, naps, yoga, days on the beach. Terrible, you put 2 days on the beach, not just 1. I'm gonna need 2 of those things.
Right.
But when you think about it, right, now that you're sitting in this moment, identify your needs, identify your desires, identify what fills your cup individually. And then, ladies, we fight for it and we protect it. We fight for it and we protect it. It's non-negotiable. Now, let me say that again. Your self-care is non-negotiable. You don't allow other people to take the space that's dedicated for you. Just because you have the car, just because you have the money, just because you have the job, you have the extra resources, doesn't mean someone gets to take that from you when it's dedicated for you. It's yours. The cup needs to stay full. And again, we want to work on the overflow. Right?
Can I ask them a question, Coach Sandy?
Absolutely, sure.
So, ladies, if your cup, right, if full is 100% and empty is 0%, Put in the chat what percent your cup is.
Where are you
right now? Where are you?
right now?
Right now at this moment, when you came into this call, what percent full was your cup? Put in the chat. Let's be honest. We got 65, 40%, about 20, 80, 50, 70, 75, 70, 30, 40, 85, 70. Yes, thank you all so much. Because 55, we know, especially around this time of the year, we're running around trying to do for everybody else, trying to make sure Christmas is going to be amazing. And some of you are hosting family and friends. Some of you are trying to close out your year at work or in your business, trying to get it all done so that you can have a little downtime. And what happens is a lot of times the cup is just draining. So that's good. Thank you, guys.
And we're making excuses along the way too, right? You know, yeah, we're making those cute, sexy excuses later.
Look, has anybody ever had a negative cup? Put a 1 in the chat if you've been pulling from Jesus, the angels, you're like, I don't even know how I'm getting this stuff done. Yes. And you know, thank you for those ones, Terica and Kelly, because I would put 1 in there. There's been times when I've pulled from nothing, just going, because you feel like you just can't stop. And if you don't do it, who will? And that's when the depression starts to set in. That's when the hopelessness, Carmelisa, of course, there's plenty of days at 0 below, right? Those are the days when we just start feeling depressed, like what's going on? What am I doing? Who sees me? Who cares about me? Who's checking on me, right? All those things start to kick in. And then there are days, and this is what we really teach in our tribe, like Coach Sandy said, to serve from the overflow. So sometimes you pour so much in the cup, it's just falling over into the saucer. That's where we want to be, ladies. We want to fill our cups so that what overflows, everybody else can have, because that's good stuff. If you can get my overflow, you getting prime, you are getting platinum, you are getting some good stuff. But what's in here, when I get to about 80, 75 now, it's like, oh, I need to go fill up. I'm running low. I need to fill up. And then we go fill up. And then we get as much of it as we can so it overflows. And those around us who we love can catch the overflow.
You know, Coach Sandy, one of the things that we talked about with Pastor Casey is how we abuse ourselves with our words. Right? And I don't know, probably until about a couple of years ago, that I could even recognize that I was abusing myself by staying at low, avoiding the question of where I am, because I didn't want to take responsibility for my cup always being empty. And I couldn't handle that the empty, as Nicole said yesterday, I was co-creating that empty with all of the things that I was allowing to siphon from my cup. I'd have relationships with people who had no responsibility for their relationship. I'd let them just be on the freeway and do whatever they wanted to do. They could drive backwards. It was cool. Just try not to hit nobody, because I don't want to have to clean up the wreckage, right? And not really capturing that this concept of being on empty, first of all, was inauthentic. Because if I'm giving you from a negative reserve, the initial context is, I know you're getting crumbs.
Yes.
I know you're getting crumbs. You may think you're getting a slice, but I know you're getting crumbs because I know where I gave it to you from. But then I've got to make it look a certain way so that you believe you're getting a full slice. Right? So it becomes this whole dance.
But y'all, since we don't have this mask on, let's get real in here. Some of us are martyrs. Sometimes we make ourselves martyrs, right? I'm gonna be the last one to eat. I'm gonna make sure everybody. We grew up with martyrs. Our mothers were martyrs, right? I'm gonna feed everybody in the household, and I'll just eat the crumbs that are left over. And then everybody praises me for being such a good mother and wife, right? We're martyrs. We've been taught to put ourselves last. And then there are other times when overwhelm is a tactic. Y'all might want to write that down.
Another gem.
Overwhelm is a tactic to keep ourselves out of action. We know what our purpose is, what's been calling on us, what we need to do, but we'll keep adding stuff to our plate. We'll keep depleting the cup so that we don't have to do what we know we need to do.
Say it again, sis.
Overwhelm is a tactic.
Right.
You might type that in the chat to keep ourselves out of action. Overwhelm is a tactic to keep ourselves out of action.
And how do you know if that's you? You're constantly in overwhelm. As soon as something gets taken off your plate, you put something else right back in that space. You don't even want to see the plate. The plate is blue. You don't want to ever see blue. So the minute something comes off that you've completed, you're like, the minute I finish this, I'm going to have some room. The minute you finish it, you put something right back in its place so that you can be upset about that. That's often how you know. Sorry, Bridget. How many of you that's you? Put a 1 in the chat. We ain't gonna leave Bridget out there by herself. Been there.
Been there.
Done that.
Absolutely.
Got a t-shirt.
Put a 1 in the chat.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
In recovery. Yes, Kelly. Yes, Kelly.
Yes, Kelly.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness. So how do we move forward? Ladies, how do we move forward? I said we have to identify it and protect it. How do we protect it? Right. I think I saw someone had put in the chat about the comfort zone.
Addicted to comfortable level.
Yes.
It's really comfortable though. That's the funny thing.
It's not
clear, but it ain't comfortable.
Ain't nothing comfortable about it, but we say comfortable.
So now here's another gem for you. One of the reasons you don't have the things you want is because you don't want to become uncomfortable to go get them.
Say that one more time.
Okay. One of the reasons you don't have the things you want is because you are not willing to become uncomfortable to get them.
One of the reasons you don't have the yummy is because you don't want to be uncomfortable to get it.
Right? Because if it was just that easy, ladies,
yeah,
we would already have everything we want. We would have that peace, we would have that joy, we would have that happiness, we would have that job, we would have that career, we would have that business, we would have that size, we would have that hair, anything that you want so badly. You're going to sit and desire it and wait for it to come to you. That ain't happening. It requires you to become uncomfortable to go get it. Period. You got to go get it. Right? You have to protect it and go after it for yourself.
So Coach Sandy, it's so great what you're saying, because for the longest time, we didn't know that YUMMY was an acronym, right? Then we figured out YUMMY stands for your ultimate most meaningful yet. But we recognized there was another conversation happening, right? Because there were things that would just yuck our yum. It would be yucky and they would yuck our yum. And we realized, oh, yucky has an acronym too. You understand comfort's killing you. And that it's not always your comfort. Sometimes we've made other people so comfortable in our discomfort. We are constantly setting ourselves on fire so other people are warm. We are not recognizing what our needs are. We're judging even the small things. So an example is, if I'm running low and I like Starbucks, I got to get through the drive-thru. Do you have to? Can you stop for 15 minutes, park your car, go inside, have a cup of coffee, and just look out the window? And just have a moment of gratitude and just take it all in and engage in the energy in the room? Or is everything on go because of the expectations or the people please, whatever else has made us say self-care? Oh, caring for myself. What you mean? Because here's the thing. We use these words, Coach Sandy, we talked about it on Monday, mindset. You hear that word, it sounds like a big word. It's really talking about where your mind is set, right? You hear the word self-care. What are they talking about? Caring for yourself. So we're passing over it in being on the go, and we're forgetting that that's a requirement to thrive, much less survive.
Absolutely.
Put a 1 in the chat if you're recognizing just in this time together that you're like, wow,
I need to work on my
I need to
self-care.
work on my self-care. It's
Yeah,
okay.
so,
I need to be deliberate.
yeah.
I done made it another big word without even looking at what does the word mean.
Yeah.
And do I want that to be my brand to myself? Is that I don't care, I don't take care of you, girl. I just expect you to show up, but I'm gonna take care of you.
And you know, just last night, we had a self-care session in our tribe, and Coach Sandy was leading. It was so amazing. And one of the things you helped me to realize, Coach Sandy, is the power of protecting my personal space, my personal time, my self-care time. Because, you know, put a 1 in, we got some ones, put a 2 in the chat if you've ever planned something for you and then it kept getting moved down the task list. Like, I know I need to go get my breast exam, and I haven't. I should be going every year at the same time, and I just keep pushing, kicking the can down the road. Or I need to go and get my annual women's visit. I keep kicking it down the road because I got to do all this other stuff. Or, you know I need to go and just go get away, have some me time. I keep kicking it down the road. And last night when you said that, I was like, it's so important for us to schedule and incorporate our self-care time into our daily schedule and protect it. That's my time is number 1 priority. Self-care and even making other people help, getting accountability partners. For us, it's our assistant. I'm like, Ariana, Bible study is very important to me. It's on my calendar. If I try and tell you to schedule something over it, you push back on me, and then I have to make a conscious decision to put that on the back burner.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's easy to do just on the fly. Oh, just go ahead and put that there. I'll move this to another time, or I'll watch the replay. But when she says, Miss Crystal, this is your protected time, you sure you want to do that? And I'm like, thank you. No.
Oh, and being in community.
Oh, yeah.
People like you, Coach Sandy, with people like you, Crystal, with women in our tribe who are in recovery, who are recovered, who are like, I ain't in recovery, I just showed up. Please let me fill out the paperwork, right? It's important because when I see on the schedule Bible study, I'm not like, well, just go on and she don't need that. I'm like, oh, Bible study.
Exactly.
Boundary, Bible study, boundary,
Exactly.
Bible study, Bible study, boundary, Bible study. Let me support her boundary because she needs that.
Because if I don't put that on my calendar, it doesn't get done.
Yeah.
Am I the only one? Put a 1 in the chat.
Absolutely not.
I put it on my calendar, it does not get done. That includes workout, that includes Bible study, if I say I'm gonna work out and you don't see it on my calendar, don't believe me. Don't trust me. Don't, girl, you ain't
I'll be looking for you on the watch, like you didn't do what you
right.
supposed to do.
Oh, don't tell them. Look, y'all, you want to talk about accountability? She just bust me out. When I got my Apple Watch, I put Coach Sandy on there as like accountability partner, so she can see when I'm walking and I'm meeting my goals, and she can see when I'm not.
Absolutely, absolutely. This is a good segue. We got like 15 minutes, so let's run through how. All right. I never want to leave you all with the how. How do we do this? First, identify what is it that you're fighting for. Right? For me, it's my peace, right? I protect my peace. My peace is everything to me. I see some people put that in the chat. Right? I protect my peace. What are you fighting for? What is it that you need more of and willing to fight for? Right? So, how do we do that? I love it, Terica. Your health. Absolutely. Why wouldn't we? We're nothing without it. We're absolutely nothing without our health and our well-being. Right? So, how do we do it? It starts with your voice. It starts with using your voice to advocate for yourself. Right? Yes, you've been this way for X amount of years. Well, it's time to reintroduce yourself to some folks. It's time to reintroduce yourself. It's time for you to advocate, speak up, express yourself. What are your desires? What are your needs? What are you not willing to do? Remember, ladies, I said, in order to get what you want, you have to be a little uncomfortable to go get it. Right? You cannot continue to sit and say, can't they see I'm tired? Can't they see I need a break? Why is it that everybody else gets a break but me? Right? We cannot sit back and look at what everyone else is getting, wishing we could get it, but we're not willing to do anything to get it. Right? That requires your mental health. Absolutely. What are we without it? Well, doesn't this sound crazy? What are we without our health and our well-being? What are we trying to prove to people? That we're superwomen with kryptonite on our back? That's ridiculous, right? So we have to advocate. What are your boundaries? What are your desires? What are your concerns? How do you communicate them effectively? Did you know that as you start to advocate for yourself and express yourself, you get to reduce your stress and anxiety? You know why that's possible? Because you could stop suppressing. We're suppressing. We're doing things, we don't want to do. We're doing things that are not in alignment with who we are and our values. We're doing things to satisfy others before ourselves. We're not in alignment and we're suppressing. I guess I'll do that. Oh, here we go again with this person over me. And we still do the things that are not making us happy and giving us joy and protecting our peace. We are doing that to ourselves. If we continue to do it, they're going to continue to ask. If we continue to show up for them, they're going to continue to give us more to take on. Think about that. We're doing that to ourselves. And so the more you learn to build your voice and express yourself, you'll start to see, hey, I'm not that anxious anymore walking into this. Right? Hey, I can speak up for myself. Now, does that mean your no and your boundaries have to be nasty? Absolutely not. Right? This is what we have to start to learn how to communicate. Right? And what does that communication look like? Yeah, never. Thank you. Right? We have to be assertive. Now, I didn't say aggressive. right? I said assertive. When I was putting this together for you, I started to laugh. Right? I said, oh, I'm going to be in a group of a bunch of women. Now, how many of y'all have been called assertive or aggressive or passive, right? Oh, look, I see some heads shaking, right? Right? They call it, oh, you're aggressive. Oh, you too assertive, bossy. Yeah, right? Oh, you bossy. And then the flip side is that you're passive. Right? So when you're assertive, you are able to express your thoughts, your feelings, your concerns effectively, right? With confidence. That makes me feel uncomfortable.
See Carmelita's comment. We talked about tone and delivery, right?
Right. It doesn't have to be nasty. You're speaking for yourself. You're advocating for yourself. That makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't like when, right? You're talking about yourself. You're not saying you need to stop doing blah, blah, blah. No. I feel this way. And your feelings are valid. They're yours. 100%. They're yours. Right? And we need to accept that. Right? Now, when you're aggressive, right? When you're aggressive, that means you're just like, what you not about to do.
What you're not gonna do.
All right. And I'm gonna be honest with
my
you.
Bible study time.
Look, I've had a couple of those moments, and I'm gonna tell you flat out, I think there are times for that. There are times for that, but that's when I choose to deliver in that manner. Right? I'm always in control of my communication. I choose to show up that way. It's intentional. Right? But for the most part, there's no need to be aggressive. For the most part, right? That's a choice. When you're in a situation where you feel like you need to show up that way. Okay?
Coach Sandy, one of the things that I think about is even what leads many of our conversations is what I don't want.
Yes.
When
talk about that. Yes.
really big part of self-care is just speaking to what I do want. I really need some support in keeping with my intention to go to Bible study. And I'm still struggling with it. I'm not grounded in it yet. It's on my calendar, but I'm not grounded in it yet. And when you constantly put things in that space, I don't have the strength yet to say, hey, that's not what I really want to do. What I really want to do is Bible study because it helps me leverage so many other things. So what comes out is what we've learned and what we've practiced, which is what I don't want. And there's an assumption that if I tell you what I don't want, you know what I do want. And that will make out of you every time, because that's just not true. So that self-care sometimes is being able to stop for a second and say, what is it that I want? What is it that I'm in need of? And asking a really critical question, you guys. How am I holding me accountable for me? Nicole, how are you holding you accountable for you? Okay, now which decision holds you accountable for you? And what does this look like when you don't hold you accountable for you? And even if I'm like, I don't want to drink more water. Little confession. I don't want to. Like, okay, there's going to be a cost for that.
Absolutely. Thank you for saying that. I want to make sure we drive that point home. When you're expressing yourself, express what you want, not what you don't want.
Amen.
Right? I would like to come in and see the dishes clear out the sink versus why every time I walk in here, there's always, y'all don't do, no, what do you want? What do you want? And like Dr. Nicole said, we're conditioned to say what we don't want. Do a little soul searching. What do you want? I want more time. I want time to decompress when I come home. I want to take a nap once in a while. I want some quiet time. What do you want? What do you need? And be able to express that to those around you. So we have 5 minutes left. I want to just run through really quick some ways that you can have assertive communication really quick. All right. Establish your boundaries. Establish your boundaries and be prepared to enforce them. 2 different things. Right? When you're establishing something, you're like, oh, I'm going to have this, and then you find yourself not enforcing. Right? Be prepared to enforce it, to keep it going. Establish your boundaries. When you're in communication, begin your statement with I, not you. You don't, right? I feel. I desire. I. This is about you and what you're going through. Right? So use I. Just practice it. Practice active listening. Just like you want to be heard, listen. What are they saying to you? Practice active listening. Right? Maintain your eye contact. Yes, I agree. I understand. You don't always have to agree, but you can at least hear them. Right? Pause. Take your time. Maintain your composure and watch your body language. Girl, with our faces. Oof. Right? Because we can make some faces. Now we're trying to sit there poised and like giving the look. Right? Watch your facial expressions, your body language. Show some understanding and empathy. You want to be heard. You want to be understood. Become curious. I wonder why. Why do they always feel they could not do that? Why do they always feel that they could walk over you? Is it you? Listen. Pay attention. Because I promise you, I don't think the average person is just looking to hurt you. You have to express that you're being hurt, or you're tired, or you need something. Okay? Be clear and specific. We already talked about that. Be clear and specific. Ladies, we could go down some rabbit holes. And what about that time when? Be clear and specific. When I come home from work, I would like some time to decompress before I start going into the kitchen or cooking dinner. Ask for what you want. Ask for what you want. You're worth it. 100%. You're worth it. You're nobody's doormat. You're nobody's slave. You're nobody's maid. You're worth it. Please believe that. Please believe that. And then practice your assertive phrasing, right? What did Dr. Nicole say? I could use some support with that, right? I would really appreciate it if, watch the way you say it. I'll tell you this here's another gem. If you don't watch your communication, the purpose of your communication is to get your message to land. That means you want the receiver to receive your words the way you intend for them to come out. You want the receiver to receive it the way you intend. So if you're just throwing words against the wall just because you're frustrated or you're feeling angry in a moment, or all those adjectives that we used before, they're not going to receive the message the way you intend. Right? It's going to be something that's only in the moment.
That's so good.
Okay. So we're running out of time here. I hope this was helpful. I know the ladies are going to wrap us up if you have any quick questions, but I don't like to run over. It was so good talking to you.
Put it in the chat.
If this blessed you today, put a 1 in the chat. If this blessed you today, and you've got some ahas and takeaways, thank you. We see you. We see you. Oh, Shalonda, yes, yes. Love it, Kanisha, yes. Oh my God, Coach Sandy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. This is a personal thank you for always reminding me to love me. And
Amen.
Thank you for sharing your genius and brilliance with our tribe, all the ladies on here. Ladies, this concludes day 4 of the Yummy Challenge. It's 1:00. Please go and check out the recordings on YouTube, Crystal and Dr. Nicole. While you're there, like, share, subscribe, share with your friends. Tomorrow is the last day, day 5 of Yummy Challenge.
And we've got goodies.
We got some goodies. We're going to be talking about your yummy next. We cannot wait to see you all. Please share with your friends. Love you, and make this an amazing day. My granddaughter said to me, it's a great day to be alive.
Yes.
3.
3.
3. So love you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Coach
Thank you, Coach Sandy. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye-bye.